This week on Case Studies with the Biz Doc, it's the NFT marketplaces, and I will be covering OpenSea and Rariable. I've got the story from the founding to the growth to the incredible billion-dollar extravaganza going on in NFTs. The whole story this week. The NFT marketplace, led by OpenSea and challenger Rariable, coming up fast. Let's talk about where they came from, what they do, the venture financing behind it, and where they're going. Step one, let's go look at OpenSea. OpenSea is an NFT marketplace, like eBay for non-fungible tokens, NFTs. So you have eBay, where I may have an account because I'm selling one, you may have an account because you're buying one, and we use Ethereum as the currency and the underlying mechanics of the marketplace, which means you have to have a crypto wallet such as provided by MetaMask. Biz Doc uses MetaMask. I'm not endorsing that one. There's a lot of them out there, but you need a secure wallet with some Ethereum in it because that's the currency that you pay for these things on the eBay marketplace. So it's sort of eBay comes to a currency exchange and a special wallet holding the Ethereum currency, and now you can conduct business because you need this part because you only buy and sell these with Ethereum, which then can be traded on the market back into dollars. So what has OpenSea done? OpenSea is the leader. They were founded in New York City in 2017, the undisputed leader right now in terms of marketplaces, and we're about to see why. I'm going to call them Uber for a lot of reasons, because we're going to see an Uber and Lyft kind of competition in this market, and I'd like you to put that in your mind as I walk through the case study so we can see similarities in how a leader and a fast follower fight in markets. So in 2017, founded in New York City by these guys, Alex, Atallah, and Devin Finzer. Not content to stay in New York City, they took their big idea and they went out to Silicon Valley and get into Y Combinator. They made an application, they got in, the familiar accelerator in Silicon Valley. They graduate with that and get about $120,000 in pre-seed. So in other words, we think the idea was pretty good, we helped you with it, we got some tips with you, and away we went. The next thing, that was in January, fresh off their graduation, they were able to raise $2 million in private crowd money. And what I mean that, it's a crowd of private investors, not crowd sourcing or anything like that. It was a bunch of private investors that heard about the promise of what they were doing for an NFT marketplace. And remember, this is just the beginning of 2018 here. And nonetheless, they get $2 million in seed money. That would last them almost to the end of 2019, where they raised $2.1 million in seed. They're building the infrastructure, the back end. And if you know anything about these things, security is key. You have to be bulletproof. And you have to have a way for you and me to get in. We have to tie it to our wallet. So our wallet is effectively the login mechanism in a secure way to get in. If you've ever done this, you go in there to where you've created a profile. It gives you the QR code. You open the wallet on your phone, take a picture of the QR, and you're in, because in your wallet keeps that 12-word password that is frequently the core of security for your MetaMask or other wallets where you hold your cryptocurrency. So here they're building all that infrastructure to make all those things happen so it's safe for you and me, and they raise another $2.1 million in seed. Very interesting thing happens. That is right at the beginning of COVID. And so through the COVID era, and we're still in the COVID era, but I'm talking about the first year of COVID that was so nasty from the end of 2019, where we didn't even know where Wuhan was. Now we know where Wuhan is. We know what a wet market is, and we learned all those things, and then too many of us got sick and too many of us died. All those things happening in that year. So during that year, they're still moving along. And at the end of 2020, all the numbers I see, they had done about $21 million in total transaction volume. I've looked at several articles and I keep seeing that come up. It seems low to me, but nonetheless, that's the number I was able to find. If you have another one in a source, put it in the comments, because I want this to be right and I want other people to read those comments and share in the knowledge that comes out of it. In March of 2021, so now remember in the United States, and this is December of 2021 as we film this, but in the United States, it was really April, May of 2020, where we were in just full panic mode. Started in February, but over those next 90 days, everything freaked out. So about a year from the United States freak out over COVID, locking things down and stuff, in March, They raised $23 million from a cast of very important people. Andreessen Horowitz, Mark Cuban, that Mark Cuban. And I've got Mark Cuban on here twice, but this should be Tim Ferriss. There are not two Mark Cubans. That would be bad. It's Mark Cuban and Tim Ferriss. 4-hour work week. Very strong people that have opinions about crypto getting into the game. And then take a look what happens. That's March 2021. In July of 2021, they raised $100 million. Again, Andreessen Horowitz, CAA, the big media agency out in Los Angeles and other cities, Kevin Durant, Ashton Kutcher, and again, Tim Ferriss and Mark Cuban putting more money in on top of their previous investment. This is a very significant $100 million investment that has a lot of influencers that will be influencing people and attracting people that make NFTs, mining, crypto. They're attracting the whole ecosystem to them as this marketplace starts to really grow. Well, something else happened. A month later in August, they added something called the mutant apes. The mutant apes, those mutant apes have been incredibly popular NFTs. And in a couple weeks, they had generated on one day $322 million in trading on one day. And they had finished out that round at a 1.5 billion valuation. So July and August was hot, and it is a hot damn. That's the first time I've ever done that. Hot damn that's going on with this company. Now, if you take a close look at that $1.5 billion valuation, they've made unicorn status, and you see what's happened. 2021, they think they're going to be $3 billion in total trading value. That's phenomenal. And just a little while ago, Lyft lost it. Yes, Lyft, the ride-sharing company, lost its CFO, Brian Roberts, who joined OpenSea as its CFO. So we can see a lot of things are happening out there. They show that they have 240,000 accounts, which they define as a crypto wallet that's active. Now let's take a look at how long it took them to get to unicorn status. From here to here, it only took them 4 years to get to unicorn status. And with mutant apes and 3 billion this year, a lot of things are happening, and they have people in the lobby right now supposedly offering them $10 billion valuation to take more money and be the next investor, which means I have brought back, okay, Paul, who is that? I have brought him back. That's Elon Musk and his rocket to Mars, or rocket around the sun, carrying the first Tesla. That was his roadster, remember? So, Starman, cue David Bowie. So now you see what has happened with OpenSea. Tremendous leader in the space. Mutant apes driving it. Important takeaway. The content drives the marketplace. Remember eBay? When big collectors or big card traders would get in, eBay used to just pop up another level because 3 or 4 of the major sports card traders came in, and suddenly there's another 100,000 units for sale on eBay, and it became a place where you would get the PSA 9 sports cards and could buy them from people. You have these points when you build a platform that you get enough of something. Well, what they need here is buyers and content. Mutant Apes is the content. 240,000 crypto wallets is most likely the buyers. So now you also have a CFO coming from Lyft who took Lyft public, and Brian Roberts, and big people coming in to invest, big people coming to part of it. This is real. But I also mentioned Rariable. Let's go take a look at Rariable. Well, 2017 to 2021, because this is when the idea happened, but let's just look at Y Combinator. 2018 to 2022, which is just around the corner, is basically, 3-4 years to unicorn the way you want to look at it. I think it's really, to be fair, about 4. Now, let's look at Rariable. Rariable was founded in Moscow in 2020. Rariable, we're going to call them the Lyft. And Rariable was founded by this guy, Alex Salnikov. And Alex was the founder of Rariable along with a team in Moscow. So here he is, not Moscow, Idaho, Moscow, Russia. So here we have, right after the beginning of 2020, Rariable is founded, and they raised about $1.8 million. They don't say who and when, but it was about that much money because they say they've raised $16 million. And recently, in mid-2021, they raised $14.2 million from Venrock, a high-quality VC, an investor, and Coinbase Ventures. Yeah, that Coinbase, the wallet and the stock market essentially of crypto. So now you've got a serious player here. This is not just money from the back room. This is serious money from serious players coming in here. And what has Rariable done? Well, they say they've got 1.6 million users. Let's call that registrations, because I don't think it would be possible for them to have that many crypto wallets. But nonetheless, this is the lesson of the fast follower. Now you can see why I refer to OpenSea as Uber and Rariable as Lyft. It is not hard to copy this. It has to be secure. It's a complicated software product and a complicated platform, but it is not hard to replicate it. What is hard is all of these high quality investors and people that are magnets for the NFTs that are being sold on there to you and me or a bunch of wealthy people and the multi-million dollar ones. That is hard. So what they have done here in a short period of time is carved out. If you go and look at the order of who's the biggest NFT marketplace, OpenSea. But over the last 6 months, I have watched Rariable come up where it is consistently mentioned as 2 or 3. Right now, it's more often mentioned as 2 than 3. But the point is they came out of nowhere and they're not even 2 years old until next January, about a month and a half from now. So what are the lessons here? Lesson number 1, fast followers. You need to follow your dreams when you build your company, but you also need to ask yourself, how easy is it to copy? How defensible is this? Because this is easy to copy. It is easy to make a marketplace, but it is not easy to get all these people together, especially leading voices in media, Mark Cuban, Ashton Kutcher, Tim Ferriss, Kevin Durant, saying, I'm in OpenSea. If you're making NFTs, you're trading NFTs, you should be in OpenSea. Those guys have got big social media followings, big platforms on social media to go broadcast that message. I'm an investor and this is where you should be, OpenSea. If you're going to be trading NFT, be on the OpenSea. You hear them all the time talking about that. That is important when you can be replicated easily. Because if you take a look at this, if somebody came along, gave these guys another $100 million and they're number 2 now, then a year from now, that distance are probably going to close in a little bit on OpenSea. Next is smart money. Smart money means not just money that says, yeah, I'll invest money. And in the early stage of your venture, a lot of times you want whatever money you can get. However, smart money is money that says, I'm going to invest and then this is specifically how I'm going to help. And it's not make a couple phone calls, I know a guy. It's how are you really going to active engage from a board level and go help that company with the specific things it needs to complete product or get customers. And getting customers is usually number 1 need of any company, business development and sales. Get smart money and then make friends. They were consistently making friends because remember, there is a private crowd here with some wealthy people. And I think there was a Hollywood fund that was in there. So some of these folks were well known to them. So 3 years after this point here, we had a private crowd and some people in Silicon Valley and a couple from Hollywood that kind of knew each other. You had a bigger crowd showing up. No coincidence. Make friends along the way. Even if they can't invest today, you may need them tomorrow. And lastly, I call it Uber versus Lyft. We have multiple choices for you and me. Now, I'm in OpenSea, and there is the very first Biz Doc dam from the first case study where I uttered the dam, and it's on OpenSea. The first dam for sale on OpenSea. The account is the Biz Doc, and you can go take a look at that. And you can go take a look at anything else that's out there too. I've got that one up for auction right now, and it just shows how easy it is to make an NFT, and then you find your market. Who's interested in it? Or maybe it's artwork and things with sports, pleasure, or whatever it is that you're interested in, or mutant apes. And you're just digging those apes and all those incredible caricatures of all those that have become NFTs of such high value. And so that, my friends, is a quick case study walking through the NFT marketplace and the leader OpenSea and a fast follower Rariable, along with some lessons for you and me. Well, that's what I think about NFTs and OpenSea and Rariable, the fast follower. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below. I answer as many as I can. And while you're there, subscribe to Valuetainment and hit the bell to get great content from the best channel on the internet for entrepreneurial content. And if you like this one, go check out this one I did on Coinbase. It's in the Biz Doc archives. I think you'll enjoy it as well. Until next time, happy holidays, however you celebrate it. I'm Ellsworth, the Biz Doc, and I hope I left you better than I found you.